Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. So in this one we're going to finally finish Heroic 7 Dawn of Apokolips. Like, I know people have finished this already for a while, because the first story that was released. But if you're unaware of this story, when this story released, first of all, I was kind of sucking at the game for the most part. And second of all, I was mainly playing on my secondary accounts. So I started this story specifically like 4 months late or something like that. And that's the main reason for my delayed progress. Also, as far as I'm aware, I didn't really spend money on this already in terms of artifacts, but back then there was the artifact chest where we could get artifacts from. And I eventually got the entropy, but not from that. I got it from when I got the big bundle with a lot of artifacts. That's the one that has 2 of each soul rate. But yeah, the things that we have at our disposal, first of all in this fight, are level 9 Beta Club on Mr. Freeze. We're gonna have sort of Salvational Raven to Power Steal, would have you sort of sent to Power Drain, but she is immune to Power Drain, so we can't do that. And we have Vixen. In this situation, Vixen is actually going to be a very strong character, because other than increasing my damage against the Might character, because we're tech and she boosts class advantage, she's gonna give me some attack. Attack is usually very garbage, you want damage, but in this soul rate, since the passive bonuses don't split from one artifact to another, additional attack would actually be amazing from Vixen, because at this point I think having Vixen in the team might add all the way to 30% more damage, even 40% more damage to this team, just because how low our attack is. But this applies only to this soul rate and to Lig rates as far as Vixen goes. Other than that, she's garbage. I mean, not really garbage, but not as great as she seemed to be. Because when you have, let's say, 20k attack from the passive stats of the artifacts, 2 or 3 additional k ain't gonna make that much of a difference. But when you have nothing and all you're working with is your poor Mr. Freeze 2.4 base attack, then Vixen is really going to help out. But yeah, that's Dark Supergirl down. Now for Boss Joker here, I do have the Batman Ninja Grodd's Brainiac team, and this can work. We're going to sit in the right area of the dot damage, but it's gonna be fine because we can heal, we can infinite combo, we have Beta Club on Grodd. Not sure that was the best choice, as you will see. And on Brainiac we have, actually I don't know what we have. I think we have Entropy at level 1 in order to not get power stolen that much when we step in hazards. But yeah, this team is most likely gonna deal so much worse damage than our soul rates, because usually this team can deal 2 billion damage, because again we have passive attack from the artifacts, and that matters a lot when it comes to Beta Club dot damage. Here we don't have that, so it's most likely gonna suck ass. Another interesting fact about this fight, as you will eventually see, is that the hazard that's beneath us is going to deal progressively lower damage. And you might wonder why that is. Well, that is because we are able, also kind of close to dying at that point, though thankfully I didn't. Finally we get the lock on into an infinite combo. There we go. Now we're just gonna speed up the process. As you can see, the hazard is dealing progressively low damage. That's because for some reason in those fights where there's hazards on the ground by default, the amount of damage the hazard does is based on the amount of attack that the enemy has. That's why hazards in higher heroics are going to do more damage, and that is why by reducing the enemy's attack, you're going to make the hazard also deal less damage, because for some reason they're based on their attack. Yeah, we locked him into an infinite combo here. As you can see, we deal 3.3 dot, or 3.5, 3.7 best case scenario dot damage, and that's quite a step down from 24 mil, if I can make that statement. Boy, this team is nothing in this soul raid. It's barely even worth using Brainiac. I might get the better outcome out of using him with Manta and using Firebox on Manta. Or maybe Firebox even on Grodd might get a better outcome, but yeah, 350 mil. I mean, it's yet again not a damage to laugh at, but at the same time it's very low. Now we have Manta here, and Manta is going to use the Firebox. What I should have done, but I forgot as going into this fight, because I'm usually used to have the Jokerized Batterings on Manta, and that puts him at 4 fast attack hits, and he can't get any additional fast attack hits. But what I should have done instead of Classic Wonder Woman, I should have added the Justice Flash to have 3 fast attack hits. An interesting thing about the Silver Green Lantern shield is that it's not gonna get depleted or affected by the hazard dot damage that is on the ground. So the hazard dot damage that's on the ground damaged my Manta to the point where he's sitting on 1 HP, but it can't kill him, because the hazard dot damage can't kill you, and now we're just sitting on the shields, which is still blocking damage and allowing us to combo and chopped. And what I did is I mixed in as much as I could the third special, because while we use the third special we're going to stun him, and that's going to allow us 1 additional combo without actually having to use any of the shields. Still heavily suffering from my Green Lantern only being 4 stars, not 5 stars. I'm working my way towards 5 stars. But still, it's a little bit of a gamble with Green Lantern when I do League shard requests, because sometimes I get him, sometimes I don't. Not everybody has him maxed out, so it's gonna take a while. And boy, imagine playing CA for the shards. Couldn't be me. But yeah, the shield is almost depleted, but it's fine because the fight is almost over. And the jump attack into a third special there. This went well, but I wish I had Justice Flash in there. 160, it's half the damage Manta usually does in fights where you can use Dark Metal cards on him, or Jokerized Batterings. Actually, when you use Jokerized Batterings, it's less than half. I have the Batman Ninja team here for a quick cleanup against Boss Joker. You might notice that he's got quite significantly lower health than he had at the end of the Manta fight, and that's yet again something that I don't wanna talk about. Just pretend we did this much damage with Manta, and this is just a cleanup fight. Batman Ninja team, as far as Catwoman goes, it's not gonna do well either. Like, I can deal with this team 800 mil damage with the Beta Club. I can deal 300 mil damage to 400 mil damage with the Dark Metal cards or Jokerized Batterings. Here we're most likely gonna get 300 mil at best. But now the fight you all been waiting for, Darkseid. Darkseid is one of the easiest final bosses. The very not easy. Wait. I'm not doing that right. And first of all, Deathstroke is far easier because you can stun his ass and use League of Anarchy plus Raven. But he's kind of the fastest ones to die, I guess. It's not easy because it requires you to properly combo and chop him. But after you are able to combo and chop him, he's the second easiest boss. Yet again, because Deathstroke can be stunned and one-shotted by League of Anarchy, Heartbreak Harley Quinn. But as long as you can combo and chop his ass, he's the second easiest final boss. And you might be like, oh, Sigma, you have Sword of Salvation, you're power stealing from my dude, he's not using super move, you're not interacting with the main mechanic of the fight because you get to pay to win artifact. I have Nora Snow Globe, and like I can just use that. I'll use that on Deathstroke to generate some clones. Could have put an additional Nora Snow Globe, which is yet again a free artifact, on Atrocitus to use him tank some of the super moves. There's a lot of ways to go around this, and I've done this plenty of times on my secondary account where I don't have entropy or any artifacts that can power steal him. There's plenty of ways to counter that mechanic. It's not that big of a deal, but yes, it might take a little bit longer. So actually, what I was thinking is that if it influenced the gameplay in terms of taking longer if you couldn't power steal from him, this team would go for the most part the same. But if you were removing the pay to win aspect, then we wouldn't have the next thing that I'm gonna use. But I guess you could get a similar outcome out of League of Anarchy plus Raven that I will get out of King plus Raven with Beta Club on King. Yeah, it's definitely doable in 2 fights. Worst case scenario, 3 fights. Like, you can use this team, then you can use Kimflan, Sakuman, or Snow Globe, and then you can move into using the League of Anarchy plus Raven. But yeah, if you can't combo and chop his ass and you are not used to the gameplay, this guy's gonna be raw. Like, I remember back when I didn't, at this point I finished my percentage shell damage, by the way, so I let all my characters die to make sure the game doesn't get any ideas that I'm hacking or using something I shouldn't be using. So yeah, 1.3 billion damage, and now we have Kimflan, Sakuman plus Raven. Raven will have Sword of Sin to constantly get him power drained, Kimflan, Sakuman, Beta Club, and Dr. Fate Firebox to push him to a corner pretty much. Yeah, Usually, no, what I was talking about actually was the fact that back when I couldn't combo interrupt and I was not used to this man's mechanic, this was a savage fight. This is no easy fight, this is a fast fight as long as you understand it. Like this man, as soon as he gets a special on you and he has enough power to do another one, he will do two of them because he'll infinite combo you. Like if this man had infinite energy, I believe that, let's say, every 100 times this man hits you, it would be an infinite combo to your death. Because he can chain combos so well, he can chain combo from the special too, he can use the specials from anywhere around the map pretty much. This guy's tough, as long as you don't know what you're doing. But the fact that he can use his specials from all around the map, it makes it easy to bait them, so that he doesn't get super move mounts. But yeah, Influence Sakuman here with Beta Club at level 9. It's gonna be slower than the usual Influence Sakuman fight because, again, we don't have the passive stats, but it's gonna be good enough damage. This could have done a decent number on him, wouldn't have been strong enough to kill him in one shot, but I think if you do have a 6-star Raven, which I have only a 5-star Raven, and the level 10 Beta Club with the proper bonuses, I think you stand a pretty good chance to one-shotting here, because we're dealing some decent damage already with what we have at our disposal. So if you're able to put it at the 24 to 30 million pace dot per second, you should be able to one-shot this with no problem. It's gonna be a little bit of a climb without any passive stats. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it. We finally cleared out Dawn of Apokolips soul raids after so long. Almost 2 years since release, I think. But yeah, thanks yet again for watching and goodbye. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and we got to get again garbage rewards. We got my boy Harambe.
This is the future.